Okay, so did you guys see my email announcement from this morning? What was it?
Iceberg moved to.
Yes, Iceberg moved to Wednesday. So you guys can focus on this project.
Which is due.
I had set that Iceberg date before I knew when we were going to do the report back to the board. So thinking about it. No, Monday. So this weekend that's due. So that's what I want you to work on over the weekend. We'll narrow things down today, and then so the plan will be you guys will have your own personal one due Monday, and then we're gonna kind of combine thoughts and ideas into one big presentation. We'll work on that Monday for the next day.
So Tuesday morning for the next one.
Yeah, to my wife. Yeah.
Is it going to press her or
We'll record it. She was going to just kind of pass word to see if any other board members were available, but she didn't think they would be, but there are other things going on. But it will be recorded for them. All right. So today we're going to continue figuring out convergence on signs. So let's see, that's the score sheet and a little bit more added onto it this time. And I'm going to put them on screen. And then we're going to look at the best of the best here and see what we can do. Does anybody have any questions before we start? People are really tilted this way, aren't they? Apparently the wrestlers had something today, because I think all three of those guys. Okay.
We're on the next one.
Yeah, we did this one, right? That was Jake's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, so I guess it's going that way. The way you're going, right?
Oh, we are going the way I was going.
Yeah.
So we did this one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on this.
Yeah.
Which is Ray. So, okay.
the best?
All right. So let's just continue on just like we were doing yesterday to kind of wrap it up. Call to action.
5.
Help us improve these families' lives. I mean, that's, yeah, join us. So 4, 5, how many people say 4? How many people say 5? Be a little bit. 4? I saw more 4s on that. All right, 4 it is. Emotional connection. Emotional connection.
1.5.
1.5, 2, 2. Show of hands for 2. All right, 2 it is. Quality color pick.
That's a 0.
0. We got this little picture
And
here.
then I just
0.5.
You were more on
a
contact.
description of the picture.
Yeah.
Up top.
Oh, is that what?
The helping home.
Oh, example picture. Okay, those were pictures there. So she did have a picture. It's just, and I said that was okay since I didn't expect you all to be big artists or something. You can take a stab at that. And this one does say picture of the sponsored children. So these you got to kind of visualize, real pictures there. So 2, 3, 1. How many people say 2? All right, 2 it is. Convey time. Is that a 0 or a 1? 1 at a time. Sponsorship at a time. I'd say, what do you think? 0, 1, 0. How many people say 0? 0 it is. And organization.
I say 3.
4, 3. Sounds like we're in there. How about show of hands for a 4? Show of hands for a 3. 3.5 it is.
Yes.
All right. Next. Call to action. Road to educated future. Call to action. Mission statement. Not seeing much of a call there. Is this a 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0? Emotional connection. 2 or 3. How many people say 3? How many people say 2? Looks like a 2.5. Quality, color picture. 5. 5? Good, pretty good. Okay. And conveying time element. Let's see, volunteer twice a week for at least 4 to 6 hours. That's pretty specific. And that's okay to put that. No, I think that type of specificity would be changed by the board members if it needed to be 6 to 10 or whatever. But the point is having it there. So I'd say that's a pretty high. That's probably the highest one we've seen, but with kind of a specific amount of time. So 4, 5. How many people say 4, 5? It's like 4.5. And organization.
Say 4 or 5.
4 or 5? How many people say 4? 5? Okay, Sean, you're not voting very much here. Oh, no. You should still vote for your own too. That's fine. I didn't realize it was yours. Okay, so I think the 4s had it there, although it might have been. Let's do that again. 5, 5, 4. Okay, let's go 4.5. All right, 7. Oh, it looks like the file was moved or renamed. Okay, that might. Oh, is this the one that was next? Yeah, this is the one that was next anyway.
No,
So-
it's Carson.
No, it was the one that had so much.
Carson, there's orange,
Dots all over it.
chicken.
Let's come back to that one. Oh wait, we should keep them in order though.
So you want to do this at 8?
Yeah, let's just make this 8. I'll hunt up. Maybe I still have it on my drive or something. Oh, I probably have it on my phone too. But yeah, let's hit that again. So put this under 8. Call to action.
Let's do 4.
4. Show of hands. 4. Yeah. Feel free to just kind of shout out some answers. It kind of helps just things move along. Don't be bashful. Now that we're doing it a little bit. Emotional connection.
Maybe a 3.
3. Show of hands. 3. 4. Okay, 3. Quality of color picture. So won't take time from you, only adds time for you. I wanted to quiz him on that yesterday. I thought kind of an interesting kind of slogan. I didn't know exactly what he was meaning, but if it's like it's going to help you because you're helping others type of thing, rather than using up time, it's I don't know what he was getting at. But anyway, quality color picture. 3. Convey time. Help us achieve these kids, education will make their income. I'm not seeing much on
Is the only one that little slogan you can try?
Yeah, that's true. That is it. Yeah, won't take time. So he's addressing it in kind of a general way. So I don't know, 3 or 4. I'm listening to you. I'm just throwing out numbers. I'm like an auctioneer here. I hear 3, 3, 4, 4.
I praise it like
2. How many people say 2? Okay. Organization. 4 or 5? 4? Okay. And this is Cordell's, I think. So this says picture of Guatemala girl doing schoolwork. Can you help change the world? Help change the future of Guatemala? And then this is a picture of an older woman doing weaving. You can use your imagination. That's what that one says. Okay, so the call to action.
Like,
4. Feeling 4, 3. How many people say 3? 4. Okay. 4. Emotional connection.
like 2.5.
2.5. Let's go. 2. How many people say 2? How many people say 3? All right, 2.5. Quality color picture. We got the pictures, remember? Girl doing schoolwork, woman doing weaving. I know it's hard to visualize other than that, but 2?
2, 3, yeah.
2 or 3? How many people say 3? How many people say 2? 2.5. All right, convey time. Not much going on that way. Right. And help eliminate poverty in time. I think he was just trying to get something in. What do you think?
0.
Zippo?
Yeah.
0. Organization.
2.5.
2.5, 2, 3, 1, 1.5. How many people say 2? How many people say 1? Okay, 1. It looks like a 1. I'd say let's just go 1. All right. One more. One more unless we find persons. Everyone wants the same thing. Are you in a position to give help? This is the picture with mom, school, mom, look. Oh, I think this said mom work or mom. Was this one of you? Oh, it was yours, yeah.
Like a side by side, how our lives aren't that different.
Oh, so one was like American version, one was Guatemalan?
Like,
Oh,
you know, like some people just need more help. But we all the same thing.
okay. Okay. So call to action. 3. Can you help there at the end, I guess? So 3 sounds good. All right, let's do 3. Emotional connection.
That's what I'll do.
That's what you're going for. All right.
All right,
How do you do it?
exactly what he said.
4, 5. How many people say 4? How many people say 5? Okay, look like the 4's got it. So. Quality of color picture. 4 or 5 again because of the mom connection. Let's go 4. Convey time. Zippo. And organization. 3, 4. How many people say 4? How many people say 3? 3 it is. All right, let me do one quick look here for Carson's. What did Carson's look like again?
He wrote in orange marker. There's a lot going on.
I think it's this one. Yeah. Yeah, this was it. All right, so go back to number 7 here. So you can make a difference, stand out. These are little bubbles or something, not a some future something, kids, future for kids, plus minus sign, work your own hours, be positive. I don't know why a mug of beer is on here, but and a chicken leg. Okay, so call to action.
Maybe
2. Emotional connection. 2, 0.
It's not really a picture. No, it is. I don't think it's true. But yes, we chicken maybe yesterday. That's why I
Some
say
food.
Yeah.
How many people say 3? How many people say 2? How many people say 1? Oh, okay. So I think we're at 1.5. Emotional. Quality color picture. Quality of color picture.
Right.
3.
For the school.
All right, let's do 3. Convey time. Just said when work your own hours was the one comment. What do you want to give them?
Probably 2.
2. 2 it is. All right, 2 it is. And organization.
Probably
I was gonna say, it looks like a bunch of or something. One it is. All right. So let's go ahead and add them up real quick here. Oh, let's see. Oh. All right, so what do we got here? 6 and then there's a 10. 8 and 6 is 14. 3, 4, 7.5. 9, 10.5. Oh wait, missed that one. What is that? 3, 4, 9, 13. This is a 13, I think. 8, 11.5. 9 plus 5 is 14, 16.5. 3, 2, 1, 6, 8, 9.5, 7, 9, 9 and 7 is 16. 5, 9, 10, and what do we got here? 8, 11, 14. Okay, now, would it be wise to just say 16.5, that's the winner, we're done?
I think you should take the best points from each one, or like the best parts.
Okay, so yeah, that would be a one way to do it too, right? So we could look at the ones that have the highest in each category, would be a technique we could do. Let me just come back to my main point though. Would you want to just come here and say, that's the winner?
No.
No, why? And that's correct. Okay, it didn't fit all the categories. It scored high in some, low on the first one. And if we said this is definitely the best, what have you effectively done with each criteria? This is a little bit more of an advanced question, but mathematically, in terms of each of our 5 criteria, what did you say, Judge? We are doing some judging, so we're in a convergence phase now. So we are weeding some things out.
You don't want to.
Well, that's part of it, but not part of what I'm looking for here. I just want to think about this number. Like, we might be quick to say, oh, 16.5, the closest one was 16. First, second, let's go with this one. Why would that maybe be a mistake here? What are you effectively doing with each category in terms of their weighting? Like which category is important? What are you effectively doing if you just add up the numbers? So is it possible that the call to action is the absolute most important thing? Like 90% should be a weighted call to action. Like, I'm just saying, is it possible that we would think call to action is like really important? The rest of the stuff is kind of fiddly crap. Is that possible? Yes. But when we do it this way with equal 1 through 5, we are saying these are all even Steven in terms of their importance, and they may not be. See what I'm saying? So that's why, like, especially this one where the call to action was missing, that might be something that's pretty relevant. But nonetheless, it does help us identify pretty quickly, maybe narrowing down to the top 4 or so, at least. You know, if we start, we have 10 of them, so let's just kind of look at, what do we got? 6. Let's do the top 5. 8,
10 and 2.
10 and 2. That would be the top 5. And then I bet if we looked, probably none of the other ones have a higher score in a particular category. Right? So that's kind of helped us narrow it down pretty quick by looking at 2, 6, and 8. And now I think I like Jalen's suggestion maybe to take another stab at this and look at who scored the highest in each category of the top 5 only, And it's not that we're discarding the other 10, by the way. So they gave some ideas that we might incorporate into the final 2, but it's helping us kind of sort through things a little bit more. So call to action, the top here was this one. Emotional connection, the top of the top 5 anyway was this one. And quality, this one got a 5, nobody else did. Yeah, convey time, 4.5 is probably the best with time. And organization, 4.5. So now when we look at it that way, we might start to get some more insight of pulling, what did this one do with the call to action as we start to kind of blend things together, right? So it kind of helps diagnose some things for us. Okay, so what I want to do next is have you once again break into 2 groups this time and make a new. So we're going to do it as a team thing. So Gavin, Rayleigh, Sean, why don't you be a team, and you 3 be a team. Go to the board, and let's see. Yeah, why don't you guys can just kind of spread out over here. This time you can incorporate more colors. I will put on the board, like, if you guys want, one of the, I can put up on the screen any of the signs. So before you start here, let's take a look at 2, 6, and yeah. Okay, so let's see, 2. Oh. So I can't remember. Is this really 2? Oops, you guys can see that.
Number 2 is dance. The video.
Video. Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I tried to code these so that that was number 42. So that was number 2.
So you want us to take something from each of the
You do not have to take something from each. So this was just to get your juices flowing again, but we should try to focus in on the most important things from each. So that was number 2.
So focus on.
Let's see, am I going the right direction now? 3,
Yeah.
yeah, 4, 5, 6. Here's 6. So this one scored high in the color picture, conveyance of time especially. What was the time thing?
Volunteer.
Oh yeah, this one had this specific thing. So I think include something like that. That one scored like significantly higher, and again, I think they can adapt that with whatever our proposal is. You guys put whatever you think is appropriate for your drawing, but have something that specific, something like that. And then 8 had the highest for call to action. And let's see, who was 8? Was that Bobby's? So what did you guys perceive was the call to action for Bobby's? There's kind of a couple things here. Join us and become better.
I think that
This could be you.
I like the, yeah.
And then to join us and become better.
This could be
Yeah,
you.
the whole bottom area.
Yeah, the whole bottom area? Okay, so why don't you focus on getting some, it doesn't have to be exactly like Bobby's, it could be. But if you come up with another idea, so feel free to use it, what he did exact, or if you think, oh, I think it could be better if it, instead of boxes here, it was circle, you know, whatever. Feel free to kind of creatively try to embody that. And then emotional connection, our top one was number 10, which was this one. Oh, this was with the mom-daughter scene. So I'm going to let you guys have freedom. If you want to do the mom-daughter thing as part of it, you can. The other one that scored high was Bobby's, which was kind of, I don't know which part of his would have been, but. So I'd say try to work with something along those lines. I think that everybody, it was kind of a landslide in terms of, so Gavin, you zoned into something there. We had other emotional stuff, so you could add more than that too. So go. You guys have enough. Tell me if you want me to flip back to one of the pictures or not, and I'll.
We don't need a box.
And for this one, since this is going to be our finished product, try to draw a little bit of a picture as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just to kind of give the image. You guys saw how that kind of made a difference with some of them, right? Instead of picture of girl, try to draw something close. And we're not expecting to be an artist, but I had another thing that I think at least Rayleigh did it. I can't remember if anybody else did, but some sort of Christian either imagery or word, like either Christian or Christ or whatever, something Christian, because it is a Christian group, and it's mostly that's an appeal for some of the people that they're thinking about their faith, and this might be part of their calling to I heard somebody say calling, and it made me think about that. It could be as simple as a cross, a Christian cross or something like that. Whatever you guys decide.
Still put it down.
I'll try to make a PowerPoint with all of it. That's good.
Too bad. Like your little road.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's just a rough. Wait, do we have a time limit on this?
Yeah, I mean, roughly, I was hoping it'll just take about 5-10 minutes. Probably closer to 10 minutes to keep it. I want you guys to put out something good.
It's like,
Kids going out of school, but I just said, of course.
This is kind of the same. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then. If you do that as What? I'll be home.
Just more of a set.
Okay, there's the 4 pictures that we kind of drew from. If you want.
The information part.
Yeah.
So the one thing as you guys are deliberating, make sure that you're taking elements from the ones we converged on. So I don't want you to, you're not totally starting fresh. Again, with the time thing, something along with volunteer twice a week or whatever, you can tweak that if you want, but we don't want to lose from where we converged on so far. So make sure you've got that time thing, you've got something to do with this picture. So you're not totally starting over. Make sure you have these, you can tweak them, but make sure at a minimum you have some of those elements. But I think we especially identified this and the time, and I feel like there's one more. Oh, the mother-daughter thing.
We'll figure out.
Are you seeing that guy on TikTok? No, big. It's just so pretty.
Also, I can't believe you stripped us some of the already.
Yeah.
I posted over. Right.
What's that? No, that's for class. I got the pictures on.
I know, he's like,
I don't mind being challenged. I know they just.
You're free for your local talk.
Looks like we already.
Oh, no,
figured that out.
no, this is a week.
Or for- for now.
Kids.
Something you may know.
What, you want to run or should you?
A lot of real counting down,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Are you being? They're all on the side. Look at a little pretty. I don't have no keys. I didn't have to. This thing has no.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, just imagine that it's gonna need to be on like sheet paper. That's probably what they'll do, is they'll have some flyers, maybe it'll be a Facebook post of some sort, or conceptually. Well, I will take pictures.
Do that.
I'm looking at Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, my
For
God.
this one, I just wanted to be a one. Is there any?
Yeah, good.
Sure.
No, you don't want to do it.
No, I'm saying. That's why.
Yeah. Accidental. It's okay. It's like little things. And then like school. Oh, what else do we have? Like, there's this is fair. But like,
Yeah, sponsorship. Student sponsorship.
Never huge. I've never.
Make sure your call to action really jumps out like the ones that were scored the highest did. Like you guys are fine. It looks like join us today. I don't know if you guys are still gonna add your call to action a little stronger, like at the top or something, or bottom, or wherever you want it, but. You guys are missing something of this. Both of you both need to have something along these lines.
Yeah, we're not.
Okay. Stay on task. We got some other stuff to go. You guys are BSing over there.
I know, we're getting up each other at the wrong time.
Okay, so then, oh, like, when you do that, right? If you're on or. Like, this could be then walking to. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how. That's why I. But it's not just one.
I'm gonna make another add-on. I think some of them did, but make sure board member is somehow in there. So instead of join us, that could be join a sponsorship, join a mission trip. So specifically join our board or become a board member, whatever, something about joining the board.
Like, okay, you didn't say, excuse me, I would like to draw. No, what I'm saying is like.
You guys can move that table out of the way if you guys want to stand.
But what do we want to do next? I was gonna say, like, talk about the time. What did they say about the hours? It's like 6 hours a week.
It says volunteer twice a week or at least 4 to 6 hours. You know, I'll just,
We need to say volunteer.
why don't you do like, as part of the board thing, let's say 4 to 6 hours a week means a lot for our board or something along those lines. So maybe close to that. So let's kind of refine this to 4 to 6 hours. And again, they'll modify it to what they really want it to be. If it's 1 to 2 hours, so we don't really care. But 4 to 6 hours helps a lot. I don't know. So this is the
Those 4 to 6 volunteer hours helps a lot.
And you guys can you don't have to use my helps a lot, but 4 to 6 hours works. Means a lot to the kids, whatever. Just 4 to 6 hours. Maybe just 4 hours. Just 4 hours. Changes lives, yeah, something like that.
We can do that.
You guys, yeah, just kind of, I'm just giving you kind of suggestions here of change lives with only 4 hours a week.
Big volunteer.
There we go. Change lives with 4 hours per week.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys are doing something else.
Good, that's good.
some sort of Christian either imagery or comment or something. You got that covered? Oh, that's your thing. Gotcha.
Wait to see how it is. Even though the hair is not like that. What is this number?
Yeah.
Are they like introducing religion or like?
No, it's already been incorporated with it. But yes, they are to some degree. Kind of a long story, but the Mayans is mostly kind of mystic type stuff, but they've already been there for 30 years. And so Catholics have been in the area too, so they're open to that, and but they don't really have formalized church.
Bring like how you learn about Christianity.
Yeah, maybe something generic like that would be fine. Because that's not their big main thing. They really,
Yeah.
But
What's your name?
oh, you're chilling. I'm like 66. Yeah,
and I think now that you guys are saying that you touch your cross, I would probably, I think what threw me is just the, maybe make that more of a straight line for the road.
No, you're talking over there.
I like having it be kind of abstract. Yeah, I was trying to avoid just looking at the thing, but I can see it. What's, I don't even know what Carson, is this like a rising sun? Is that what it's meant to be? Is this yours?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like, I wrote them, but if you just this showing you practice that they can have.
Okay.
Educated.
So it is like a sun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I was wondering, if it was a taco.
I know, it looks
I
like.
heard taco before, but yeah, if it's a rising sun or something, then.
Something emotional. There's that.
I think to get more of the sun look, have your dashes coming, I think of the sun as a glowing ball, right? So the rays would be coming out from it, and that'll give more of the rising sun. Yeah, just like, imagine this is a half of a circle, right? So it could come out straight.
Oh.
Yes. That includes the
Now it's like a juicy taco. Okay, get rid of all of it. Yeah. Should we add a little bit of black there? Should make it even.
I think maybe one more dash coming at the horizon. That's the horizon, right? The sun is rising. I think one more dash. I think that's the whole. There you
It looks like it really depends
go. Yeah.
Well, it's a rough draft.
Yes, it's a draft.
So.
Maybe I have to get outfits.
You don't have to.
Okay, are you guys about set?
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. So again, what they're gonna do with this is hopefully say, oh, that's a good idea, and they're gonna make their own parts and pieces, and I wanted to kind of narrow it down to two of them that have the elements of the other ones. We can still provide them with the other ones too, especially as we do the presentation. But, you know, just that we've gone through the process of kind of combining some of the best elements. And that's part of what you guys will be reporting on for your project over the weekend too, is kind of this process. So you're gonna be kind of telling them not only about the ideas that we came up with, but how we got them.
How many spots do we need?
It's up in there. Well, for the project due, you just want to make sure you're conveying the thoughts of going through this process and how we got to these, you know, kind of final recommendations of concepts to have on a poster. And you guys did the women, okay, that's the women daughter thing there.
Yeah.
All right, are you guys about good? Final things. I think I'll have you guys, if you think you got it complete, you did the time, as long as you have the basic elements we're talking about. The time, this is the, now, does this really have to have your original thing with the American mom child versus the? Oh, I think so, I like it. It could be smaller too, like it doesn't have to take up a lot of room of.
Just like as a photo.
Yeah. Well, what was this? I thought that was part of what this was being.
I want to put under.
Erase that or use that, but put details. I like your mother, daughter, American mother, daughter, blah, blah, blah. And just for this purposes, just do big person, little girl, or whatever. America, all plug it. Okay, and is that your girl, woman?
There's actually employees that are doing the, you know, the little.
Let's get rid of your graduation. And because as a requirement, I did like the mother-daughter, American mother-daughter, well, So why don't you put somewhere on here a quick pic of big woman, little girl, big woman, little girl, America, Guatemala, Colombia. Because that one scored the highest for emotional tug, and it'll give us a little bit more of a specific recommendation for them.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
You can just put GUAT if you want, G-U-A-T. Oh, you don't have to flag. Oh, that's a good idea, yeah. Okay, cool. And you guys will explain that in your presentation, what that is too, so.
Why did you do that?
Oh, like, the US. Or, US.
Ew, that's little.
I think it's not rich.
Wow. They want me to carry. The shop is flat.
All right, why don't you guys grab your chairs here, get your last bit down.
There. See?
I don't know.
Yeah, us.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. That's not even the house. You said put it in the house. All the time?
All right, grab chairs. So under leadership creativity exercise, oh wait, no, that's not the right one, never mind. Education and more project items. I've added all of these pictures. So here is, so 41 through 50 is the individual ones. You guys can use those as part of your presentation, like how you want to tell the story for your project, for your PowerPoint or whatever. You can pick and choose some of those. I've got some pictures that are like the mixed pictures as well. So just so that you get an idea of what I did yesterday. So I've got, so some blow-ups of, let me show you the big picture. There's our chart we started. There's the criteria. There was the whole board from yesterday. So all of this is located in those pictures. So you can pick and choose ones that you want. I'll also upload this PowerPoint that I just created that has some of the stuff. You guys already have the PowerPoints, by the way, from the other content, like previous chapters. Like if you wanted to use assessing the situation, what, when, or why, and kind of explain part of that. So all of that stuff is now on here for the project, which is, whoops, what am I doing?
The project is just about the process, right?
It's actually a little bit of both. So let me. So here's your individual work paper. So let me blow this up for you. Okay, so you are to act as a consultant preparing a report and presentation for the board. Write the report and presentation as if you are our class representative for the final project. So now what we're really presenting, kind of the final product, is ultimately building up to these two pictures. Like, we are making a recommendation that you have a flyer that includes these key elements. Here's an example of one way we did it. Here's an example of another way. And then you can, if you want as supplementary things, you can bring other things into it as well. So write a report. Now, this isn't meant to be a major paper, but you should have enough content that in there that in writing that explains stuff. And then the PowerPoint, prepare a PowerPoint that supports you in a verbal presentation to the board. These should just be highlights of the report to aid with your verbal presentation. You must use one of the converged ideas or very close to it as part of your proposed solution. We've got the post-it note stuff, all of that, just kind of describing how we got there. At a minimum, you should have a description of the process that was used to form. Be sure to use all of the, or mention all of the tools and all of the final recommended changes and how we came to those suggestions. You should include pictures of the whiteboard as you think appropriate in your report and include a recommendation. So, questions? So then, when you all do your individual thing, then on Monday, we're going to kind of compile and put you into groups of presenters that will walk through. So this is like a full presentation, so you'll all be kind of knowledgeable of the whole thing, but different people will have done it different ways, and you guys can kind of collaborate, and then we'll take chunks of it for people to come up and present to the board. Make sense? All right. Let's see here. So just to wrap up this thing, these are also on here too. So let me back up just to do where we were at. So this was the formulate solutions, which was 12. And so now we've come down to our solution. This was when we had our advertising, so feel free to use this. Again, I'm going to have this PowerPoint in there. This, you can kind of blow up some of the post-it notes, but usually this is just to kind of help you talk through. Again, you guys pick how you want to build it, and so that'll give you kind of full freedom to do that. But this will give you enough. Here was our exercise with the evaluation matrix. And so the last thing I wanted to do for today with this is to kind of go through this analysis. Pluses, potentials, concerns, and how can we overcome. So pluses, what is good, positive about the idea? So from what we did here today, now I'm just kind of focusing here, what are the positives or the pluses?
You're talking about
Like just ours?
We can use both. I mean, you guys, I don't even know if you looked at the other one, but yeah, referencing, I mean, I tried to get you guys, as you saw, putting at least the basic content up there.
Points that we wanted to, that's a plus.
Okay, so we hit the main points we wanted to increase. Good. What else? You can kind of think back to some of our criteria, I think is a good way to think about some of the pluses. Call to action, good. So strong call to action. All right, the emotional connection, yeah. So I think those are the pluses that we took a while, but we got there, right? And so you can see that this stuff, it takes some time to get through. And again, if I was running a business and I had each of you on the clock at $15 an hour even, which isn't huge, but let alone at consulting companies, you're probably looking at more like $30, $40 an hour employees, that have been experienced in the business. Then you gotta, you can see where the consulting fee of a couple $1,000 comes around, because if we start spending a few hours together, that can make a difference. So potentials, what might happen if the idea was pursued? What are the possibilities? So if we pursue this idea, what is the potential? Jalen?
You get a great response,
Okay.
or you get a terrible response.
Okay.
Terrible response.
Yeah, so the potential's there to do what for the organization, though? Get another board member, which will do what? Let's go back to our goal.
More awareness.
More awareness, more advertising, more help to people. I think when we did our why exercise, right, we kind of led down that. So any concerns about this? Concerns about what we're putting out. I can think of one good one. I want to hear you guys. Huh? Your shape. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we talked about the potential penis-looking thing here. So, but that's kind of a graphic design thing, right? I mean, this is a rough draft, so that's a possible concern. Good. And so by doing this, that just means when it goes to the next phase, you might be a little more aware of that. Good.
What were you?
I think it's a good idea, though, the road idea.
So I have a concern about the Christian messaging or whatever what you guys included. You guys put, is God calling you with the Christian cross? Did you have anything else up there? Okay, so that was your Christian imagery, and then we have these guys with the cross. You've got a Bible verse here. What possible concern could you have in terms of recruiting new board members? What could be a decent concern related to the type of messaging we do on the advertisement? Okay, it could be cultural differences, maybe. What else?
I don't think you put enough.
It could be, yeah, not enough or
Too much.
too much.
Yeah.
So, I'm not much of a big kind of Bible beating type of thing. So is a Bible verse too much, or is not putting a Bible verse enough? All I'm saying is that's a concern that's not in your guys' hands, but it would be a concern for the board. They, as an organization, the informed people, if they want to come with kind of heavy Christian messaging, or do they want to go, let's call it Christian light. And I don't mean in terms, I don't want to get on a pulpit here and talk about, what it means to be a Christian, but basically, if you believe in Jesus Christ as your only begotten Savior, you got it, right? That's it from a Lutheran perspective. But it can't, people's perception of what Christianity is going to be, and I'm not a good enough Christian, I could never join a board like this, might be a misconception. Or you're trying to push it on the kids or whatever. So I think some of that is an important concern. Probably maybe one of the most. I wanted to have you guys put that on there because I think they would want to include it, but I think it's a decent concern of what goes in there, how strong is it, is there Bible verses, they're not, blah, blah, blah. Also, I think is God calling you is a little bit like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. Maybe it would be a direction they want to head. So I think it's good that you've got the two different ones that kind of give some ideas. So, all right, we'll pick up there on Monday. Have a good weekend.
It's on your mark.
Yeah, we don't want to go to, if you don't join our group, you might go to hell. Or worse yet, if you join our group, you'll be saved, which is